Namaskar, everyone. Thank you so much, Liji, for that wonderful introduction, and thank you so much for supporting as well. Have you ever felt that your life has come to a standstill? Yes, and yes. I've found out that when you embrace pain or accept the challenging situation that you are in, you can be the change that you wish to be. Research shows us that when you resist change, you resist life. Whatever is happening, whether it is pain or misery, depression, frustration, or even joy, we're experiencing it on the inside and not on the outside. Many research and studies have been conducted in this area and it's found that people who resist change find it challenging to face such situation. The current pandemic that we're experiencing is a great example of the challenging situation that we and our planet is in today. And I'm no different. On 28th September 2020, my father had a fall. He actually slipped in our apartment complex while he was walking. We rushed him to the hospital, and upon examining, the doctor told us that he has fractured three of his rib cage on the right side of the body. And he told us about the next steps and the treatment that will be involved, which will help him to recover soon. After a few days, he landed up with a lot of chest congestion, and the pain was unbearable. He went through certain tests, and we realized that now he's down with COVID. We called the hospital, we rushed him to the hospital. The ambulance person told us that we will not be allowed in the ambulance, we will not be allowed in the hospital. We can only come to the admission counter and admit him. The doctors, the entire staff were very helpful and supportive. In fact, they used to call us every single day in the morning and evening and update us about his situation, what he was going through. They were kind enough to arrange even a video call with him. It was very satisfying to see him, but at the same time, it was very touchy because he was going through so much. And this was a time when he needed us by his side, and all of us were so helpless we couldn't be there. But it was good that we could at least see him. Eventually, he recovered quite well from this. And while he was on his recovery, one day in the house, when I was making him walk, he just lost control and he completely fell on me. I caught him tight. I made him sit on my lap. I realized that his eyes had rolled up and he was breathing very hard. He turned ice cold. Immediately, we called the doctor and we told him what was happening with him. And my husband, we lifted him, we made him sit in a car, we rushed him to the hospital. The neurosurgeon came rushing around and went through whatever he was going through. Upon diagnosis, we came to know that he's down with something which is called a GBS, which is Guillain-Barré syndrome. He explained to us that this is a very rare disorder where your immune system starts attacking the nerves, eventually paralyzing the entire body. So now he was immobile completely, needed a lot of support and treatment. The hospital, the doctors, and the entire staff were absolutely amazing. Immediately they rushed him to the ICU, the room, whatever was required, they started with the treatment immediately. And I was continuously in conversations with a lot of people that were attending to him. I built a rapport with him. I was talking as to who's coming in the next shift, what is going to happen with him. So a lot was happening with him, and I used to be awake in the night and continuously in conversation with doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, and attendants, even the cafeteria team, the admin team, as to what was going on, what are the tests required, and a lot of stuff. that was happening. At the same time, I was patiently even listening to them because they were also going through a lot. It was challenging time for both of us. And just listening to them, not being judgmental, just being there for them to understand what is it that was happening. I used to be awake in the night, so the hospital used to serve hot milk and turmeric to the entire staff, and they were kind enough to even offer that to me as well, you know. And I was continuously thanking all of them for the amazing work that they're doing. They were also very grateful to me for acknowledging their work, the way they were handling the situation, the way they were handling their life, the patients, everything. I would just listen to them patiently because so many times they would land up staying extra hours doing double duty in the hospital just to ensure that the patient is safe, the patient, everything moves smoothly. So eventually, my father recovered quite well from all this. He was back home. After a few days, I received a call from my mother-in-law saying that she is unwell. Without further delay, I and my husband, we spoke to her and the doctor and took her for a checkup. We realized that her hemoglobin was only 5 and she was bleeding internally. This was really disturbing for all of us, but we kept courage, we kept our patience. She had to go through a lot of tests and other stuff. And upon diagnosis, the doctor informed us that now she's down with colon cancer. She needed a lot of blood bottles, she had to undergo a surgery, and all went quite well for her. And we're grateful to the entire fraternity for helping us so well and making it a success and helping her come out of this. The next day happened to be a birthday, and the doctor who was attending her also had his birthday on the same day. So we distributed chocolates to the entire hospital. We thanked all of them for helping us, helping her recover uh, from all this. So a lot of stuff was happening for me and my husband because both the side, both our parents required attention. And while she was on her recovery, I had to take my father for the post-treatment rounds to the hospital, checkups, and still undergo through a lot of tests. Now, I and my husband had our hands full. We are grateful that we had such a supportive and beautiful family. Our family, our friends, our extended family, everybody plugged in and came to help us and, be there for us. They were so supportive, and we will be ever grateful to them. I would say this was the golden period for me because I got so much time to spend with my father. My father is an Indian Air Force pilot and he was now retired and he was also flying the Jumbo 747 aircraft as a commander on Air India. And we have lovely memories of our travel, our travels worldwide, our childhood memories, school memories. There's so much to talk. And in fact, this was the best moment because we were just there for each other and enjoyed every moment. The same applied to my mother-in-law because we used to talk so much, discuss so much, and with so much in common. We had a nice mother and daughter interaction, while she was recovering. So though this was challenging time for all of us, but we were there for each other, we were joyful, we were supportive, encouraging each other, inspiring each other, and that is something which really helped us to sail through this challenging situation. Yes, it was challenging for me and my husband, no doubt about it, because considering the fact that there was no vaccination in 2020, all the to and fro that was required to the hospital, and my husband was still working, managing the house, managing the office work, and everything. There was no help, there was no support in the house. And most important, I have a 16-year-old son. He would turn 17 in December. It was very important for me and my husband to keep him safe, keep him protected, because there was so much of running around involved for us. And I would be actually ever grateful for having such a wonderful son, such a supportive son, just being there for us, not demanding anything. So I'm really glad I have such a beautiful and wonderful family. So I would say that this was, really amazing time for us, even though it was like challenging. Today, I want to show you that if I can do it, even you can do it. But a lot of this was possible because of my experience and exposure to emotional intelligence. I would say because whether it is anger, frustration, depression, happiness, whatever we are going through is happening on the inner side. So, managing our inner self by making appropriate changes, inner changes, will definitely help us to sail through the situation better. And whether it is whatever kind of emotions that you are going through, being there for each other, motivating each other, inspiring each other, various decision making factors. In fact, working with so many people coming from diverse backgrounds, diverse cultures, fostering inclusion, a large portion of your decision making skill. All of that has to got to do with emotions, and emotions at the center of it played a very important role, a vital role in helping you become successful in your personal and professional work. So the most important part of it is understanding the emotions that we are going through, which is like self awareness, and then using this awareness to handle it better, handle ourselves, the situation is self management. Now, whatever you go through, whether it is good or bad, they are just experiences. Okay, if we like something, we term it as good. If you don't like something, we term it as bad, and vice versa. Vice versa. So, emotional self-awareness equips us to understand the emotions of others better, which is social awareness, and using all this to understand ourselves, others, handling the situation, not getting stressed out is relationship management. Most of the time, we expect others to behave in a particular way. But before we do that, we should be the change that we have to be. Treating others like the way we want to be treated is most important. So today, uh, I'm here to show you 5 ways that I have applied, like I did for my personal and professional growth, and you can apply that too. The first one to go is accepting the challenge or the situation that you are in. The moment you accept the challenge, the crisis, or the situation you are in, you will be able to handle it better because now you're not so much stressed out about it. You've accepted, you've acknowledged whatever you're going through. The second one to do is working in a solution mode. The moment you focus on the solution and not the problem and start working on the steps, start working on the action items that are required for you to come out of the situation, definitely will help you to sail the situation better. The next one to go is being empathetic. Now, just look at whatever I was going through is it was challenging, and we are always grateful to the people who are supporting us, who were, even like helping us. Just imagine the huge infrastructure that the hospital has, and the number of people they interact with, number of patients they're handling, number of cases, and there's so many other entities, doctors, nurses, operation theaters, admin staff, the vendors were involved in such a huge infrastructure. And now look at your professional situation where you are working with so many teams, so many members, there's so many people working in the background, and just imagine there are people, like senior management people, the client, and so many people, involved. So when something doesn't move further, or you're not able to achieve something, or not able to, you're seeing that you're not able to reach the target, instead of not just shouting and yelling at each other, or feeling depressed about it, disappointed about it, I would encourage you to just look at the situation the way it is. Instead of shouting and yelling at the person, just check with the person if they are okay, if all is well in their world. What is it that would be required to make it happen? Do they need help? Do they need support? Do they need uh, any kind of assistance? Together, we can make it a success. Definitely, we can. The next one to go, I would encourage you to rise uh, above I and move towards the we. Just be an extended arm for each other. Be there as a team for each other, supporting each other, not being, say, judgmental about each other. Many a times it happens that you are in a conference call or a meeting, say, for example, or in a hybrid role. So when you're attending a meeting, you see someone, oh, this person in the call, I don't like it. I don't like the way this person is conducting the meeting. I don't like this person the way they're conducting this particular session. I would encourage you to not be judgmental. Just look at them the way they are. Just connect with them. Every person is unique. You have certain skills, you have certain characteristics. See how you can make best use of the skills. What is it that you can learn from them? What is it that you can share with them? What is it that you can help them? And definitely, together you can make it better. We cannot survive alone on this planet, but together we can create wonders. Together we can make a difference, definitely for sure. And above all, gratitude. Being grateful to everybody, uh, whatever situations you are in, whatever you're going through, just being grateful to each and everyone who's helping you to sail through the day. Most of the time, there's so many people working in the background to help make things happen for you, make your success. So, for example, this particular conference that we are going through and is getting conducted, at the back end, there's so many people working who are ensuring that this live telecast happens. You're able to sign in, all the creatives that had to be done. This becomes a successful. Like she's helping me with the sign language and so much of activity that I involve. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and everyone who is around making this uh, success. Once again, my question to you is, if not now, then when? Thank you so much, everyone, for this wonderful session.